heavy or a little blunt, I guess maybe we could say. Today we want to talk about like vibes and our online like presence and things like that. So first off, we ask clients something all the time in the studio. Something that we ask them is, Sasha, what is your horoscope sign?
Yes, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, woo-hoo, the best one out there.
Yeah.
I was Sagittarius.
Tanya, what's yours? I'm an Aquarius.
She thinks she's the best sign out there.
Oh, no, I know. I'm a Libra.
A Libra.
I mean, I think you can see it through the episodes, honestly.
You're like the quietest one out of everybody. So wait, are you actually really quiet or are you just observing? Or is it both?
It's both. I've always grown up kind of shy. I had anxiety and depression when I was growing up, and that kind of like morphed me for who I am. But yeah, I'm really shy in person. I like to know the person, like fully know the person for me to like let out who I really am.
So is that, wait, because that seems like it would be tough, like with clients. So you never know really who's walking in the door. So like having anxiety, okay, before we started recording, Brisa was over here like, I have anxiety. Where's my water? What's this happening? Do I speak? What's going on? Like, so do you have that when clients come in?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, well, what am I going to say to them? I don't know what to say to them. Like, some people don't talk. Yeah. And then there's some people that talk a lot. And, like, both of those are really draining to me.
Both are really draining.
Both are really draining, yes. Because if you don't talk, I'm just there like, okay, this is awkward. But if they talk a lot, I'm like, oh, my God, I've never talked this much in my life.
So a little bit on, like, so she's...
So Brisa needs a good balance.
Yeah, I do.
Is that
just like her
signs?
sign?
Yeah, I'm a balance.
I don't know a lot about, like, I know some stuff
Libra's the scales.
I thought so. I was like, that's the one that's like, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Sasha and I are different, though. Like, Sasha, I'm a Sagittarius, too. And Sasha, I don't know. Sasha's, like, more put together. Like, why does she get the trait where she's put together?
It's because Amber's a Gemini rising, although she doesn't like to admit it.
I don't like Gemini.
I love Geminis.
I'm just kidding. I don't not like anybody, but... Yeah.
There are a couple signs in the studio when we see it on your client chart. We're like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Approach you a little different.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I can feel vibes the second somebody walks in. Literally, they can come to the door, and I'm like, I'm going to be over here.
Yeah. We like to play a little guessing game.
Yeah.
To see if we can figure out what the client is.
I feel like in our past life, we were all kind of like witches.
We're all witches.
I agree, Brisa.
Feel the vibes. We can all.
Brisa, you're opening up a can of worms. We're about to be talking about witches and aliens and AI being in the studio. There's all sorts of things. This episode could get really, really fun.
That's where it can go.
All day yesterday, I was researching. I wasn't even researching, you guys. My research involves TikTok, watching multiple videos, and making my own conclusion. And then I went down a rabbit hole looking for a 60-minute.
Aliens?
I tried to find the 60 minutes that they were talking about that was like legit. But yeah, they had like a conference or something. What?
I mean, we knew it.
We're ready, aliens. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, come hang out with us.
Not
take
us. Makeup. We're ready.
Oh my gosh.
I swear. Okay, real quick, because I was telling the girls this AI thing. I'm pretty positive this is gonna make me sound like a crazy person. Nobody's gonna listen to this ever again. But, pretty sure that we've had AI in the studio. I'm pretty sure some of our clients have been AI.
Oh no, they for sure have. We have clients that don't bleed, and that's weird.
Well, and then
and no expressions. And
not even that.
like
But you ask them a question, it's like do 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 do, and they're just staring at you, and they're trying to figure out how they don't have a programmed answer, so they can't respond. And then you're like, well, that's weird. I just asked you if you wanted lipstick or lip blush look, and I already explained the difference. So which is it? And they're just like, do do do. I'm building my do do do. Like they're like building their internal software as you're speaking, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. Anyways, whatever. Now I'm a weirdo.
Wouldn't doubt it.
No, I believe it. I mean, our freaking, what is it? Our Alexa watches our, what, she like talks to us sometimes.
All the time.
She's creepy. One time, it was just, who was it? Me and some other person in the studio. And she started playing a movie. And this Alexa has like the voice off. The voice is off. You can't even speak to her. And she plays a movie.
Oh my gosh.
It was weird.
So speaking of like online stuff, since we're talking about all this weird shit that's happening in the world today, like what in the world? I'm like, this is what a time to be alive. They just announced I just got squirrel. They're talking about flying cars, a flying car, and AI walking within us within the next 1 to 2 years. Oh, y'all, gosh. This is wild. But anyways, that's not where I was going with this. TikTok. So talking about like TikTok and social media platforms. We kind of, I mean, Tanya, every other Like every other week, you change the look of your Instagram grid.
gosh,
If you guys don't know what that means,
yes.
there's certain patterns you can follow, right? There's certain patterns you can have, like a row. You can have. I mean, you might as well tell them because you've tried them all at this point.
Yes, I'm like, I don't know, I'm a freak. Like, it just, I love it. I love when my page just looks right. There's just something about it. It brings me happiness, honestly. But I feel like just my look is evolving all the time, and I just want to make it cleaner, and I see what other people are doing, and I use that as inspo. And I feel like now, in the beginning, it was kind of hard to get a look going because I didn't have as much content, but now that I've been tattooing for a while and I have like more content, I have more to base it off of. So I'm just changing up my look because I think that's super important.
So you and Sasha both have like a strong, Sasha, like SEO, websites, social media. You guys all have like that background. So how important, or do you think, I don't even want to say how important, I guess, do you think that people notice it as much as you do? Do clients notice it? Do other artists notice it? Does it matter? Is it making you more money? Is it worth the investment? I have so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think people appreciate coming there and seeing like a clean look, and like if I'm going to your page to see lips, I want to know that I can be directed there right away instead of being lost in your page.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you like 100% if I'm like getting more clients or not based off of how my page looks. But just from clients coming in, they've told me like my page, like, oh, your page looks like really put together, or like your page looks professional, or
I was literally
they just
gonna say
like
that.
how it
Yeah.
looks. Or now I'm finally like kind of have hone in on like how I like my videos, like how I like Sasha to film my videos. So, and I think that is important to have a look, because I think there's so many like brands, if you see like commercial or you see certain colors like that fuchsia, like you instantly think
I agree.
T-Mobile. So I think if you have that look, like people are just, or maybe they're not looking at your thing specifically, but something like reminds you of them, and they're going to go back to your page, or they're going to see something that they liked and go back to your page.
I agree. Do you think, speaking of like content wise, like how important is it to have somebody there I mean, I know the answer to all this. Like, I'm gonna 100% say yes, but like from your point of view, like I'm 9 years, 2 years, like, so it's good to have perspective. Being a new artist, if you were on your own, would you find it like hard? Like, do you feel like you need somebody there to like take videos for you?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just, or at least with our line of work, and I'm sure like every beauty, what everyone's doing, you're focused on what you're doing. You don't have time to like, oh, I need the angle right here, and your hands are dirty.
Yeah.
Like I need certain angles, like certain clips that I just can't get myself in. I see a lot of the videos online where I can tell like it's a solo artist, and they're like putting it up on a tripod, or maybe have like 2 different set videos, and maybe other people don't notice it, but I notice it, and to me it's not fun. Mm-hmm. So I think we're really fortunate enough to have others in the studio to help us create that content, because right now that everyone's looking at videos. No one's, a very few people are going through and like actually like reading through. You have a second and a half to like capture someone.
Right.
And it's hard to do that on your own.
Yeah. And I think like lighting's important. I think it'd probably be good to kind of give them a list of some of the things that we use, like CapCut, right? CapCut's like a go-to. I prefer that outside of like basic editors inside the apps, but you could use those too. I know in Instagram they have templates now that you can just drop stuff in and it cuts it up for you. It's kind of I think it's probably good to use a little bit of both. Like have short clips, have longer clips, have some that tell stories, have some that are more relatable, have some that are close up. I think that's like one of my pet peeves when I'm on social media. I barely browse these days, but when you are in social media browsing, I think like one of the big things is like if you go to somebody's page and it's like it's not well lit, you can't see it.
Yeah.
It's from the same angle, like literally the video is from one still shot angle in the same place all the time, no movement. It's like that's not standing out, and that's not going to catch somebody's attention.
Yeah, and if your pictures don't look good quality, I'm not going to trust you to do good work. Like you might be like the most amazing artist, or might do the most amazing hair or nails, makeup, but if your lighting doesn't look good, I'm like, if you're putting out shit content, what makes me think you're going to do something good on my face?
Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
Clean your cameras. Nobody cleans their cameras. I'm serious. Nobody cleans their cameras. You can see it's hazy.
Gosh.
That's the
Clean
first
your
thing I
camera.
I'm always like,
Yeah.
She's quiet, so she's not quiet. Clean your cameras.
No, I'm being honest. Clean your cameras.
So actually, this brings me to a really interesting thought. So how do you feel about like when you are on social media, right? We're all like, how many things? How many things do we see a day? Like, so it's like insane.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like, don't steal people's shit verbatim. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
we've been victims.
Yeah, like you see something, you see something, like like it's a good idea, and yes, like you can't really do much with changing like those ones that are, what are they, like where you're doing like a voiceover or whatever. You can't really change those much. But like we're talking about like content wise, do not take somebody's words like that. Like we spend a lot of time, like
people have taken our captions, like literally
word for word stealing captions. Like that shit is not okay. And I guarantee you, like with as much content as there is out there, somebody's still gonna screenshot it and send it and be like, "Look, this was on your page, and they took your exact caption. Is this your eyeliner? Looks like they stole it." Like, and I mean, I guess that leads into another thing is like stealing other people's work. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's like we're in this world. It's like, of course, we're gonna be like recycling things, but change it up slightly, like,
or tag them, give them credit.
Or tag them and give them credit. Like that's easy. Like you went to all that trouble, you jacked all their content, but you didn't give them a shout out. Like what the hell?
I think it's maybe just the artist in me, but I'm like, I tell everyone, like, you see who you like and use them as inspo, but I'm like, if I see somebody doing something, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Because I feel like I have to be original within myself, and I'm like, I like that idea, concept. Okay, how do I spin it back to me? But I'm like, I could never copy somebody exactly. It just,
I think a lot of people look to us for like social media inspiration. I think a lot of people do. Like, I mean, I see it in, well, you said like some of our shit gets jacked, but it's like I do see like influence in a lot of people's posts, and that's okay. Like, it's cool that it's a page that you can come to, and I actually like the way the Miss Amber Red page is. Like, ours is different. Tanya and I's are different. She's got like a checkerboard pattern where like I have all the graphic info stuff down the middle, and then work on the outside. So there's a lot of different. And if you guys don't know anything about this, you can go to Pinterest and you can look up, grid layouts. So they have so many different ones. Some of them are harder than others to follow along. Mine's really easy. Tanya's is really easy. So it doesn't take a lot of effort. I mean, to get a cohesive look, because I think branding is like super important. Like Tanya was saying, it's like branding, it doesn't just come in one aspect. It comes with like your video content. Like, I mean, you technically are your brand. I mean, I have red hair, but you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different, your photos, your videos, your text, your like people. And I know everybody's using this AI shit like to write captions, but I'm like, you guys, you still have to edit it. It's like, that's kind of like a newer thing that people are using this for captions. You still got to go in and make it sound like you. Like, people are buying because of you. They're not buying because of what AI is saying. Like, you can literally, like, when you read a caption, you can hear that person talking through that caption. Like, they're going to be able to 100% tell if it's AI created. Like, you still need to go in and put some personality in it.
So since you came in the game when social media wasn't really like big like that,
I've been hitting hard from the get-go.
What? But I like just looking at your page, from back then, it was like a huge difference. And even you said like you would get clients more so like talking to them and networking. Like, how, I don't know, how's that been for you, like showing your face and all that? Because
I hate it.
I know you hate it, and everyone's always like, oh my god, Miss Amber Red,
like, you need to do more of that. I'm like, I have
a
voice in there. It's just hard for me to get it out.
Was it hard for you to like get in that social media?
I still don't think I'm 100% in. I think I still have an internal struggle where some days I'm like, okay, all right, this is gonna be the, I'm gonna get it, and then I'm like, no, I'm not. But when I think I told you like this old school trick. Remember when in the beginning I was like, Tanya, put your face on it, you'll get way more. It worked, right? That shit still worked. I'm like, there's so many little tricks that like, because what I mean by that is like you can post just content, or you can make a collage with work, content of your work, and then with your face on it, it's gonna get like triple the amount of views. Just little things like that, like, still do play into today. Social media ads, do we think that they're really doing much these days?
No,
me neither. No. I don't see the there's so many companies, not to bash any companies out there, but there's so many companies. I myself have invested, you guys know I've invested in a bunch of shit that I probably shouldn't invest in. But like, you don't know until you know. You spend $9,000 on a program, and that one I think was beneficial in the moment. Like, that taught us quite a bit of stuff. Not going to say what program that is, but I've invested in business coaches. I've invested in lots of different things. And as far as like social media goes, I think some things do still hold they are relevant. Like, especially like a lot of people I think miss out on Facebook. They let TikTok is important, Instagram's important, but they drop the ball on Facebook, and that's where I get 90% of my personal bookings. But again, I spent a lot of time there like early on because that's what the big thing was. So I think I have people that are used to seeing me on there probably, so that's built up. So that obviously it's always going to be perspective, right? So TikTok is huge. I think people think TikTok, they're like, you really get clients from TikTok? I'm like, yeah. Like we used to till they screwed us over at the creator account. I'm going to say that out loud. But anyways, that's another topic. Don't sign up for the creator fund. Anyways.
I think it's funny when people come in and know Sasha.
How's that make you feel, Sasha?
Hey, what's going on? No, it makes me feel part of the team. I love it. Yeah. I have a question for you guys. Since you guys have such like specific looks in your aesthetic, do you guys ever feel like it stops you from posting on social media?
Yes.
Because you're like, okay, this post needs to go next. So how do you draw the line between perfectionism and just posting?
I think that's why I go so hard on, like, especially let's just talk about Instagram because there's so many different things out there. But I think that's why I go so hard on stories, because I can put whatever I want in the moment. So like that's
more free. Yeah,
it's more free versus the grid that I'm like stuck to something. So I feel like I have more fun in stories versus the grid. I feel like the grid and the planning and all that shit, I still do it because I do think there's a benefit to it, but I prefer stories that are going to let me be free.
What about you, Brisa? Do you feel like it stops you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what to post.
I know.
Next.
You come in, you're like,
match, but I don't have anything else. Like, what?
You're like, what do I do next?
It sucks. I want to, post whatever I want, but at the same time, if it looks ugly, I can't. It's like inside me. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I feel like if I was in a guy's position, I would struggle with that as well, too.
I think that's kind of going back. That's why I changed my page, because I was limiting myself, and I feel like I wasn't like just showcasing like all of the things I could be doing, or all the things that I do. So I think that's kind of why I changed my grid. But the way I have it set up now, it's just the fact of me like actually making the content. But for me, it kind of helps me stay on board because I have like so many ideas. I don't know what to post next. So that kind of gives me like, okay, this is what you need to do next. This is the look of the next thing. So it kind of helps me. Before it did limit me, but hopefully with this new setup.
Yeah.
I feel like Sasha and I, like, not to get off topic a little bit, but like we just came back from like a 2-day marketing thing, right? It's like, it kind of makes you sit back and think, because I'm just like, I don't know, like, I'm just like, I always go back, I'm like, who makes these rules? Because I'm like, there's times, and I'm like, I literally can look at the grid, and I'm like, oh, that's probably going to do good, and this one's not going to do good, but it's like something that I want to post, and I'm like, that's the shitty thing. It's like, I want to post it, like, so, but then it's going to throw off the whole look, so, like, what's the answer? And I'm like, but then I might want to post it, and like, I know that one's not going to do as good, but I know that it's information that needs to be out there, but it's like, then you're, like, taking a hit on social media, so it's like, do followers, do likes, do all that stuff really fucking matter? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I kind of use it as just an online, like, portfolio.
That's what I kind of use my TikTok as. Like, my Instagram is, like, my more structured thing, and then my TikTok's kind of just my more fun, just put whatever I feel like I'm super excited about. Like, if it doesn't fit up on my grid, I'll just throw it on my TikTok.
Yeah. See, it's, like, that's a good point, actually, though, because then it's, like, you don't feel like you have to stay consistent across each platform, because I think we've been focusing so much on being structured. People are probably like, oh, God, you probably got to keep that look on every single thing then, but that's not the case. Like, you can still be you in different ways on different platforms.
Yeah, Facebook's a little more free, and you kind of just can post a graphic, and you don't have a grid to worry about or things like that, so... Yeah.
Facebook has so many things too. I mean, they all have so many things, but like now you got groups you can join. There's so many different, like, business page, personal page. It's like there's so many, like, stories. There's so many things that you can express like differently on there. Like, yeah. Is there any other topics you want to talk about on social media?
Let's see. I mean, this is why I have 2 Instagrams. Like my work Instagram and then my fun Instagram. But
early on, Brisa and I were struggling with this. This was one of the things
because
we had to learn.
Yeah, that one's like kind of I mean, I know what to post on my work. I know what to post on my personal. But on my TikTok, it's kind of like a mix of both. So to me, like finding I mean, I know certain things what I'm not going to post, but also too, like, it's just a fine line for me. Like, am I going to post that? Am I not going to post that? But also too, like, my clients, like, if you're seeing something and you don't like it, I'm sorry, you probably shouldn't be my client, because I don't want someone like that. Anyways, like, you have to like me and like what I'm doing, because what I'm doing outside of work, or like, you know, is not going to affect like who I am as an artist.
That's an amazing point, because I feel like from the get-go, it always has been a kind of struggle, because it's like, ooh, how professional do you have to be? How fun can you be? Like, but I definitely think that they need to see who you are, because again, that's what they're buying technically. Like, yeah, your work, like this, but they also want to know who. You know, many people come in and like, oh my God, you got married. Oh my God, you went to Fiji. Oh my God. I'm like,
they like seeing that.
They like seeing that sort of stuff. Like in like the conferences, like they, you know, I was mentioning before, is like, yeah, there's a lot of things you have to do in order to like stay relevant. Like if you want to keep your face out there, that you're not going to get paid for, right? Like social media, we're not really technically getting paid for that. Like we're not getting paid to, sometimes at conferences. We just finished up one. We were in California. You didn't get paid to go to that conference, but to keep your name out there and to keep you relevant, I think it is what social media really helps with.
Yep.
Reese is like, I'm not talking on this social media stuff. Like,
it's just hard. I've never liked social media. If I wasn't doing this job, I wouldn't be on social media.
It's very
Definitely,
funny to me too, because
100%.
Reese is like the youngest one, and I feel like she would be the one that's like most in it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I've always hated social media ever since like it like became a thing. Like I never like posting anything, posting my things. Like I like to keep a private life, basically. Like I like being private. Like not everybody knowing
okay too,
what like is going on in my life.
So do you think of like keeping things private? Like, do you think that maybe, I'm going to be a devil's advocate for a second. Do you think that maybe that when clients come in, they're like, who is she?
Yeah, it could be. I'm like, I do share some things, but like, you know, I don't share everything.
Yeah.
I don't like sharing everything.
I think that's okay though. I think you can have, like, there's going to be clients out there that are going to pick you for you because you don't share everything. Like,
I'm like, and also I don't really do much. I'm very calm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where am I going to show? Me reading in my room?
Yeah, I mean, somebody might like it. You know, there's somebody for everything.
That's true.
Oh, goodness.
There's a whole world of book people that
There
would love
is.
you.
I mean, that's true.
I just learned of all types of books. TikTok like TikTok will show you so much things you didn't even know about. Things you didn't even need to know.
They're calling UFOs something else now, so APUPAs
Oh, yeah.
or
I'm like,
some
can we
shit.
just stick with one
I
term?
know,
Like-
because now they come out of the water, which I didn't even know. But anyways.
Yeah, they're calling them non-human. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
All
this
of
is
a
a full
sudden.
circle. We started with aliens.
Back to aliens, the real fun stuff here. Yeah. You guys got anything else to share on social media? If not, we get it wrapped up and
No, just like you always say, keep it real. Give it 100. Don't
steal our shit.
don't steal our
be
shit.
yourself.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Credit us. No.
Be your own creative mind.
There's a tag button right there in the corner.
Tag.
Don't be fake. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell when
Yeah.
someone's being fake.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Yeah.
Welcome. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Me on the stories.
We're calling out Sasha.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today's episode, and we hope that you join us next time. See you later.
Bye, guys.